Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ade Norbert and I am a health and safety practitioner. I want to welcome you to this safety forum which I intend creating some awareness regarding health and safety. My day is just getting started and I want to detail out how my day looks like each time I come to work. First of all, I would like to introduce you to the STARRT card. If you can see carefully, this is STARRT card details. And first of all, I would like to enlighten you on what STARRT card is all about. The word STARRT, which is spelled S-T-A-R-R-T, stands for Safety Task Analysis Risk Reduction Talks. This is the very first thing as a health and safety professional when you come to site and when you're in charge of implementing health and safety at site. This is how the day should look like. These cards, I'll go ahead to introduce you to this card and the details in it. You have the station, that is where exactly you're working, the date, the time, and most importantly the task description. What is the task for that day? We have several tasks which will be going on site, and you have to detail out which task is supposed to take place. And bringing you down below, we have a pictures with some arrows pointing up, to the right, to the left, and pointing to the front. You are supposed to carry this STARRT card to the site, and where you are positioned, you are supposed to determine the hazards on that site, and this is for self-assessment. I'll further take you down to introduce you to the hazards that are involved. So purposely this STARRT card is to make sure that you put in place the necessary requirements which are needed for any safe activity to be undertaken on site for that day. Do you have tripping or obstruction hazards on that site? And you will come up back to the squares up here, which is the arrows also pointing to the top, that is up, to the right, to the left, and to the front. And the position where you're standing, you are expected to evaluate the hazards that are involved. Where you're standing, in front of you, do you have tripping or obstruction hazards? If it is to the right, you indicate there. 1, you get to the boxes, you write 1, because they are numbered up to about 20 hazards. And mind you, this STARRT card is prepared according to the scope of work for that site, according to the activities for that site. So they have evaluated the activities, they have analyzed the risk involved, and they have brought out detailedly inside the STARRT card all the hazards that are involved. So in most of the sites, we're all having tripping or obstruction hazards, which we find on the STARRT card. Housekeeping, is it required? To the front, in front of you, to the left, to the right, you indicate. We have open edges. In case we have a deep excavation, the edges open. This is just to let you know that if in case we have open edges, you should indicate. Do you have them to the front, to the left, or to the right? You come to the square and indicate which side you have this hazard. We have electrical. Do you have electrical equipment on that side? And on the position where you're standing, is it to the right, to the left, or in front? And the list continues. We have dust. Do you have dust on site? What is the noise level? Remember, noise is measured in decibels, and it's not supposed to go above. The maximum should be 85 decibels of noise. If it has to go beyond that, necessary precautions are required or control measures like earplugs. We also have lifting activities. Where currently I'm working, lifting is one of the major activities taking place on that side. So you're also required to take that into consideration. Is the lifting in front of you? Is it to the right or to the left? You have to indicate up here. You have plant and machinery. Are they being used on that side? Overturning. Is there any risk of overturning? Is there any risk of being struck by moving equipment or on site? Exhaust gases. Do you have exhaust gases on site? Spillage or leakages? Combustible materials, pinch points, entrapment, lifting operations, use of chemicals, and the hazards are being named out. Remember, these hazards are brought out following the scope of work and the activities that are taking place on site. Now, I'm bringing you to the various activities. Excavation works. So you are expected to indicate whether what is being mentioned is available, whether it is being controlled or it is not. Please, mind you, it's very important you take this into consideration. For example, let's get started. Excavation. In any excavation, do you have adequate access? If it is yes, you put yes. If it is no, you indicate no. But mind you, this is for self-assessment and to make sure you brief the workers on this. And if it's not available, you make sure it is in place. Barriers in place. Do you have barriers in place? Do you have shoring, benching provided? If it is yes, indicate yes. If it is no, indicate no. But as a health and safety practitioner, make sure you follow up for all this to be implemented in order to provide a safe environment for the workers. We have activities like walking at height. Walking platform provided. Those walking at height, is it safe for them to walk? Is there any platform at that position? Guardrails and tow boards is very important to prevent falling equipment from height, which is very, very dangerous to those standing on the ground. We have ladders provided. Is there adequate ladder access provided into the work platform? Bracing ties in place. Remember, in most of the activities are being carried on at height, or mostly scaffolds are being used. So most of this requirement for regarding safety for work at height would involve around scaffolding like ladders, bracing or ties in place, safety harness provided for those working at height. It is a requirement. Scaffold inspected and tagged. Each time a scaffold is inspected or is erected, we need a scaffold supervisor to inspect and make sure it is tagged and indicated that it is safe for any work to be carried on that. I will further introduce you to electrical tools and equipment. Make sure they are added safe working condition, current socket in use, conditions of cables, are they okay? If it is yes, if it is no. If it is not available, you indicate not available. If yes, you put yes. If no, you indicate no, but make sure you follow up for compliance. The list continues. Plant and equipment, lifting operations, safe equipment, housekeeping, welfare facilities. What are the various requirements for permits for that day? And remind you, for these activities, additional work permits are required for more risky activities. For example, lifting operations. We have it on the STARRT card, but there is need for additional permit for this activity to take place. Make sure that is being done. So as a health and safety practitioner and who is in charge of any site which is under construction, this is how my day look like. This is how I start my day with the STARRT card. I brief the workers. And again, this is acting as a guide for you as a health and safety professional. This is supposed to be with you as you work on site to make sure you evaluate all this and make sure they are in place. And at the end of the day, it will be a success for you as a health and safety practitioner on site. And this is how detailed it is being produced following the particular activities which are being carried on on site. And my day don't just start with this. After providing this and making sure it is done, I now proceed to the site monitoring. It is a very, very vital requirement. Monitor the site, the various activities that are on site. In case there are any near miss, I'll have to come back to the office, record. In case of any accident, I follow up for a proper investigation and reporting. Reasons being that you need to report these accidents properly to ensure that it doesn't happen again on site. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a tip of how the critical day looks like for any health and safety professional on site. I'll be coming up with more. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Thank you very much.